Okay, so you've heard the term digital transformation 1,000 times, right? It's buzzing around in meetings, it's all over the headlines, it's just everywhere. But what does it actually mean for a business that's trying to make it in today's world? Let's break it down and demystify this thing together.
And let's be real for a second. This is the question that's on everybody's mind. I mean, with all the corporate jargon flying around, it's totally natural to be a little skeptical. So, is this just the latest trend that's going to fade away, or is it something way more fundamental to success?
Well, the answer is a big, definitive no. True digital transformation is a holistic process. And you got to notice the order here. It all starts with strategy, people, and culture. Technology, yeah, it's absolutely critical, but it's just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. This isn't about buying some new software, it's about a fundamental rewiring of the entire organization.
So, if it's this huge, holistic process, what's the plan? Where do you even start? Well, think of it like an architectural blueprint for building the future. Our source material lays out 8 core elements that form the foundation. If you get these right, you're building something that's truly designed to last.
You know, every great building starts with a rock-solid foundation. And in this case, that foundation is entirely human. It has to begin at the very top, with leaders who provide a crystal-clear vision. But hey, a vision is pretty much useless without a culture where people feel safe enough to innovate and even fail sometimes. That means you got to invest heavily in your people, upskilling them for new roles and actively managing the massive cultural shift that this kind of transformation requires. And here's where we need a major shift in thinking. Technology isn't just a tool you use, it's the engine that drives everything. And in this engine, data isn't just some byproduct, it's the fuel. It becomes a strategic asset that gives you real-time insights to make smarter decisions. This modern engine, it runs on things like the cloud and AI, and the whole thing has to be wrapped in some serious cybersecurity to keep it safe.
All right, with your human foundation solid and your tech engine humming, you can finally fire up the engine for growth. This means reorienting the entire company around your customer, using all that data fuel to figure out what they need before they do, and designing just seamless experiences. It also means having the courage to innovate your actual business model, to find completely new ways to create value and bring in revenue.
Finally, to make all of this stick and be sustainable, you need a powerful operational core. This is like the internal wiring of the building. It's about ripping out all those old, slow, clunky processes and replacing them with agile, automated, and optimized workflows. And then, wrapped around all of that, is a non-negotiable layer of governance, making sure everything is secure, compliant, and that all this new power is being used ethically. And here it is, the complete blueprint all in one place. From leadership all the way down to governance, every single one of these 8 elements is essential. But the most crucial point is how deeply connected they all are. You just can't have a great customer approach without great data, and you can't get great data without the right tech and the right culture. It's all one system. So now we've got the blueprint, those 8 core elements. But a blueprint is just a plan on paper, right? It doesn't actually build the house. So how do you turn it into a real functioning structure? Well, that's where the building blocks come in. This right here is the key distinction to really get your head around. The 8 elements we just talked about, those are the strategic goals, the what. The components, or the building blocks, are the actual concrete tools, teams, and platforms you use to get there. That's the how. Let's make this super concrete. The goal, our element, is to have a customer-centric approach. Now, that sounds great, but what does it actually mean day to day? Well, the building block is a specific tool, like a customer relationship management platform, or CRM. This is the software that gathers every single customer interaction into one place, giving you that 360-degree view that turns a big strategic goal into a daily reality. Here's another perfect example. The goal is improving people and culture. Okay, that's a huge kind of abstract idea. The building block is what makes it real, a tangible workforce transformation program. This isn't just sending a memo, it means specific digital skills training for your teams and targeted development for your leaders. You're turning a broad intention into real, concrete action. And of course, the list of essential building blocks goes on and on. You need a formal roadmap to guide the whole journey, a tech infrastructure that can actually scale, real AI capabilities to power that data engine, and maybe even dedicated innovation hubs to safely test out new ideas. Each one of these is a critical tool that supports one or more of the core elements of our blueprint. So the most crucial point is how all of this comes together. See, this isn't a buffet where you can just pick and choose your favorite parts. A better way to think of it is like building a stone arch. Every single stone is vital, but there's that one piece at the very top that locks everything else in place and gives the whole thing its strength. That's the keystone.
And that keystone, the number one idea you should take away from all this, is that digital transformation is a single, holistic process. Everything has to move together. Your tech, your people, your strategy, your operations, they're all interconnected parts of one unified effort. If one of those parts fails, the entire arch can come crumbling down.
And this really sums it all up. Ultimately, success isn't about just adopting one flashy piece of software or hiring one data scientist. It's about the deep integration of the entire blueprint. True, lasting transformation only happens when strategy, people, and process all align and move forward as one. So, I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. When you look at this entire blueprint, what do you think is the single biggest barrier to making it a reality in any organization? Is it finding and implementing the right technology? Or is it finding, training, and empowering the right people? That's a pretty crucial question to answer. Thanks for joining me.